But anyway, thanks for having me. I was going to speak a little bit later, but you needed somebody today, so I already had this presentation ready, and I'm happy to share it with you. It's about a new program that we've started that is a reaction to COVID-19, and we started this program launching our crazy thinking about doing this on March 20th. I'll never forget it. It's like, what are we going to do? Schools can't work with us right now. So let me tell you a little bit about NapaLearns. We were founded in 2010, but the work really began in 2008 by Chuck McMinn, Dorothy Salmon, Barb Nemko, John Glazer, many other people that you may know, to create an organization to raise funding so that we could replicate New Tech High School teaching practices, mainly project-based learning using technology in all the schools in Napa County. And our big funding came from the Vintners and Barry Schuler, if you know who he is, and then the Vintners. And we launched in 2010 with a PBL initiative in Napa schools called SC21. And it wasn't really successful because we really didn't remember the lesson of when you're working with other organizations, you need to have their buy-in. So we put a full stop on that program and rethought our projects and decided to go ahead and teach teachers first how to do PPL. What a concept, but PBL. But then we launched a full-on multi-million-dollar campaign or project to teach all the teachers in Napa County how to do project-based learning, which is basically, if any of you're probably all familiar with New Tech High, it's basically learning content, social studies, English, etc., through doing projects, making it more meaningful. From that, we spread out to digital early learning with Barb Nemko and some of the preschools. We introduced the first iPads. Then we ended up helping the schools to buy the first computers, Google Chromebooks. We bought about 3,500 Chromebooks back about 6 years ago. And our tech committee helped with the internet and just a lot of projects like that. Our biggest program up to now has been the NapaLearns Fellows, where we fund 50% scholarship for teachers to get their master's degree at Thoreau University. And it's about $5,000 per teacher, and we've had 170 teachers enrolled. That's about a third of the teachers in Napa County, quarter. And of the people that have master's degrees in Napa County, teachers, 40% are NapaLearns Fellows. So we're really, really proud of that. And the reason that program is so important is when the COVID hit, the schools all relied on our teachers who have been doing educational technology in the classrooms for years to help design the curriculum that's going on now. We just talked to some teachers and principals, and they've got about normal attendance at most schools, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. We talked to St. Helena yesterday. They have about 95% attendance at all their schools, including their high school, which is pretty amazing. So we're really proud of the fellows. Then we started working on what can we do next now that we did some work on career readiness for kids. We found out that kids aren't graduating from college, but a lot are going, but they're not graduating. And we found that one of the problems with that was math. And so another initiative we designed was elementary school math coaching program. And this is called Accelerate Math. And we're in about 8 schools. And we are paying for a coach to come in and help teachers change the way they teach math. And we're continuing this program during the at-home learning. The teachers got a new curriculum, and it's a problem-solving curriculum where kids ask questions and learn through doing, but the teachers weren't trained to do it. So that's what our program Accelerate Math is all about, is helping teachers learn how to do the new math. And if you're parents or you have grandkids, you've probably had to struggle with a little bit of these new approaches to math, but they really are good. So finally, we decided we needed to move on and look at more things to do with career education because it's so important, and that's part of our mission. And so our strategic planning program process came up with the idea that we should help students get more career education in high school and even certifications, career certifications. We have a great career technical ed program with the NCOE, Napa County Office of Ed, but it doesn't reach a lot of kids. It reaches about 20% of the kids in our high schools. So I want to show you a video about why this is so important to do certifications for students and get them career education. And this may be, I hope this is interesting to you. It's a long interview, video, but I'm only going to play the first 5 minutes. And it didn't play. Let's try it again. There we go.
There is a widespread belief that the job market is just waiting for hordes of ambitious, eager young graduates to slide into high-paying jobs in the corner office. They just need to go to college, right? Well, the data tells a different story. Charts like this imply a correlation between higher income and additional education, showing on average that a person with a university degree earns far more money than the average person without a high school diploma. This reliance on averages and perceived higher earnings for having a four-year degree has fueled a college-for-all philosophy, causing educators and parents to encourage going to the university, any university, to major in anything in pursuit of social mobility and financial prosperity. This belief has increased college and university enrollment to an all-time high, resulting in 66% of high school graduates in this country enrolling in higher education right after high school. That's 2 out of 3. The problem isn't that we need more students to attend college. The problem is too many students who enter are not completing. For most college students, it takes too long and they simply lose interest. Others are juggling too much, or they discovered they picked the wrong major or attended the wrong institution for them. Since most students are told a university degree guarantees a higher salary, many delay their career planning until after college graduation, resulting in 62% of students reporting they feel disengaged because they don't see the connection between their coursework and their future career. And so today, only a quarter of those that initially enroll will finish a bachelor's degree. You see, our educational system is very well-intentioned, but incredibly misaligned. The pendulum has swung too far towards college preparation at any cost and away from skill attainment. We even encourage a college-going culture as early as elementary school, with university pennants decorating second-grade classrooms, and we spend an exorbitant amount of time in high school getting into college. Education is core to our economy, but in order to guide our educational systems and maximize future income, we must understand this misalignment between education and our workforce. At some point in recent history, we have transitioned from asking the more important question of what knowledge and skills do you need to be employable and to contribute to your community, to now simply asking, where are you going to college? When in reality, not every degree is direct preparation for employment. With rising education costs, a shrinking job market, and the oversaturation of some academic majors in the workforce, graduates take positions that do not require the education they have received, and often with debt they cannot afford. In fact, this misalignment between degrees and job skills causes half of university graduates to be underemployed in what are called gray-collar jobs, and 33% of college graduates are still underemployed well into their 30s. We know that success in today's world depends on aligning a student's academics with both their skills and available job opportunities. Yet there is growing evidence of a skills gap in which many Americans are not receiving the essential skills that are needed. Recently, a survey was conducted to find out if the skills found within the local workforce match the skills that employers need in the new economy. We found that employers experience difficulty finding applicants with strong technical skills, as well as problem-solving skills, applied math skills, and basic technical training. Unlike 3 generations ago, having hands-on skills and perfecting what you're good at can be more valuable in today's economy than getting a degree in something simply to get one. In fact, when hiring, business leaders say a candidate's knowledge and applied skills in a specific field are more important factors than where the candidate went to school or their college major. The economy and the world have dramatically changed. In 1960, when taking into account all jobs in the American economy, 20% required a 4-year degree or higher, 20% were technical jobs requiring skilled training, and 60% were classified as unskilled. But what's the right percentage to meet the labor market demand for tomorrow? Georgetown University predicts only 33% of all jobs will require a 4-year degree or more in the future, while the overwhelming majority will be highly skilled jobs requiring professional and technical training at the credential or associate's degree level. The true ratio of jobs in our economy is 1 to 7. For every occupation that requires a master's degree or more, approximately 2 professional jobs require a university degree, and there are over half a dozen jobs requiring a 1-year certificate or 2-year degree. And each of these technicians are in very high-skilled areas that are in great demand. So while most jobs in the future will require some education and training beyond high school, the majority of occupations will not require a bachelor's degree or more. It was the same in 1960, the same in 2000, and will be the same in 2040. Very well intentioned, the recent College for All rhetoric is often misinterpreted as University for All. This message needs to be significantly broadened to a post-high school credential for all. Students at various educational levels have left school without essential skills, setting up our children for failure, costing them and taxpayers millions, all while the labor market is desperate for highly trained, skilled technicians. One of the essential purposes of education should be to help students develop the knowledge and skills needed to search for and obtain work that they find satisfying. Fortunately, today's students no longer need to decide between higher education or career preparation. It's possible and increasingly necessary to achieve both.
So I hope you found that interesting. There are a lot of statistics that I learned in that one, but also I learned that it kind of reinforced my idea and our board's idea that kids aren't really being prepared for all kinds of careers. And that 127 was really interesting to me because there's so many professional technical jobs in all fields, including construction, all the way over to architecture to attorneys that really need not a full 4-year college. Not against college, but it's not for everybody necessarily. We can discuss that later. But one of the things that we discovered then when we decided we'd go after career education is these statistics. So about 95% of our kids do graduate in Napa. About 60% or more attend college. For example, the Napa New Tech kids, about 70% of them go to college. About 80% of the kids who go to college go to our community college. And then they get out of community college or they get out of a degree program because they can't pass the required math courses. And they've changed the whole system in the community colleges in California now. So there are no more math placement tests and no more remedial math. And they're just doing college math, and kids are doing much, much better. So now we're looking at what else can we do to help them. We discovered online learning. So on March 20th, we realized we had to do something else. The superintendents told us there was no time to work with us. Our goal was to start searching for certification programs that the schools could offer, or we didn't even think we could offer them, to help more kids beyond the CTE classes get career certified in various jobs. And then we discovered this place called Coursera, which has over 43 million learners, 3,600 courses, and it's highly valued program. And we started in March 20th. I started calling around to different community colleges to see what was possible for a nonprofit like us to offer courses. And it was crazy. It was something that was not in our mission to directly open a school, but we decided to do it anyway. And this is what we started. We called the Virtual Career Academy. So from March to May, we worked on, is it feasible? Can we do this? And what courses would we offer? And then in May, we asked our board if we were okay to do this. We had a $100,000 budget that wasn't going to be used for this year, school year. So they said, go ahead. So here we are. It's free online learning. We focused on IT, technical certifications, jobs that are in the highest demand. A lot of these, you'll see in a few seconds here, are courses that will prepare someone. If they get these courses done, they will, and take an exam, they will be offered jobs. Because right now in this country, there's 5 million IT technical jobs open, and that's in every business and industry, from winery to insurance to hotels, construction, that are open right now because they don't have the technical employees to hire. So we wanted to also accelerate students' career preparation, and we're doing this completely out of school. So this is an online program with instructors that we found. I'll tell you more about that in a second. And we actually have high school kids who are full-time in school and are taking our courses. So it's been really, we've started, we've launched, and it's really exciting. We also have student support. We found out that only 10% of the students enrolled in online learning like Coursera complete. And that's because they need support. They need support from an instructor. And I don't know if any of you or someone you know has taken an online class, but it's really hard to do by yourself. So we have some great instructors from community colleges teaching our courses. So what does that mean? Well, we did some exploratory seminars in the summer in the 4 areas: programming, marketing, graphic design, and IT. And then hundreds of people came to these seminars, but 100 people ended up signing up for our courses. The online courses are going on right now, and that's basically mostly independent work. You're watching videos, you're reading, you're doing practice exercises, you're doing simulations. And those last from either 4 months all the way to 10 months, depending on the course. We will, if you complete the course, we'll also pay for, and it's all free, certification preparation course and a certification exam. And then on top of that are all these other bars you see. We give them instructor support. So every instructor has a once a week meeting with all the students. If they can't meet with them, the students meet for office hours just to check in. We're bringing in guest speakers from industry across the fields. There's a peer-to-peer model that people can ask each other, or in a larger community, what any questions they might have. And then we're at the end of the course, for the people who complete, the companies we're working with for these courses actually have job boards and placement support. So we're going to follow these people all the way through to see if they actually can get jobs or internships. And we're hoping that the high school students and the college students taking these courses at least will be able to get some kind of internship maybe next summer, because a lot of these programs do require, active learning experience, job experience, real world job experience. These are the companies we're working with. So I worked for Cisco for 14 years, and they have something called Networking Academy. So we became a Networking Academy, and we have 2 courses from Cisco. And Adobe, the design courses, you've, I'm sure, heard of Photoshop and Illustrator, and there's another one called InDesign, so we have that course going on. We have an Autodesk course for 3D CAD design, and that's being taught by a teacher from Napa Valley College, Gary Stroman. And then these other organizations helped support us. Coursera gave us 150 free seats for courses. I'm still looking for other organizations who would like to help us with those seats. Those are really focused on, they'd like us to find youth that are underserved in our community and allow them to take courses. We wouldn't be able to provide them teacher support, but we could give them free access to courses. So if any of you have organizations that might be interested in helping your clients get trained in something, let me know. Then these others, the colleges gave us some instructors, and then the Bay Area Community College Consortium is this, all the community colleges in the area gave us real encouragement and support and answered a lot of questions because we had no idea what we were doing. These are the courses that we're offering. And like I said, the digital marketing course is like 4 months long, and it's a Google course. Cybersecurity is Cisco. IT desktop support is from Google. They created an IT desktop support program. They call it the $1 million course. It's 10 months long, but Google couldn't find desktop support for their company, for their own company. So they developed this course so they could teach people for free to become IT desktop support people. And if anybody knows about technical careers, the exam that goes with this one is called A+, and everybody in IT has to take that first. So it's really exciting. Then the graphic design, Python programming is the latest hot programming method, and we have about 20 people in that one. I'm really pleased. And then the 3D design out of the Napa Valley College. I wanted to show you a video about the one that's the hottest industry right now. It won't be long, but put your seatbelts on. It's actually a pretty fast moving video.
The US government's investigating a massive cyber attack.
Hackers, big breach.
Massive cyber attack.
A major security attack.
The largest hack ever.
massive cyber attack.
Hackers, big breach.
Massive cyber attack.
That was an ad for Cisco, so obviously it's clearly an ad, but whoops, I'm going back again. Cybersecurity is the #1 tech job that's open right now, that's in demand. And what's really cool about cybersecurity, and we're going to have another semester starting in the spring and summer, so if you know anybody, you will get a job if you get your cybersecurity certification. And the interesting thing about that course is it's not programming, it's really problem solving and detective work. You have to learn about networks, but it's really an exciting course. And we have about 15 people in that one. They're all ages, and I think they'll be guaranteed to get a job if they can finish it. And obviously cybersecurity is needed in all these businesses. And every single day on the news we hear about a breach. And these are some of the salaries. If you go to the bottom right, that's the beginning entry level. And then, if people get these certifications, if they're students that are going into college, they could actually, if they get a job in these companies during the summer or whatever, their whole all of the rest of their training can be paid for by their company. And as they're in a company, they can continue to rise up into in the ranks to these different jobs. That's how many job postings there are in infrastructure and technology in the Bay Area. And by the way, now that Google and others have said for the rest of your career at Google, you can work from home. So all of a sudden now, all these jobs are open to people in Napa Valley that couldn't go into Silicon Valley or San Francisco for jobs. Now they can work from home, which is pretty amazing. We have 100 students from 13 to 72 in all these different roles. We had 100. We have 3 weeks into it. Now we have 90. So only 10% dropped out. And I have some demographics just real quick here, just so you can see the range of students. We had no idea back in March that we would even be able to do this, let alone if anybody would be interested in it. And it is free, but we did impose and impress on them that this is really these are difficult courses. They're not easy, but they'll get a lot of support. Here's our demographics, ethnicity. We have 57% not enrolled in school. 25% are high schoolers, though, which is pretty amazing. We have 25% high schoolers, and about another 20% are 20 to 30 years old. Our median age is 34. This is the education levels. You can see it's all education levels. Even some high school, no diploma. Notice that one. So these are GED students. We're giving them an opportunity they could never have had otherwise, I believe. And this is the employment status. So 35% are employed, and a lot part-time or not employed, looking for work. Pretty amazing. And our 90% of our students feel they're going to complete the course and they want a certification. So we know we found the right people. Now we just have to help them get through it. And they want to pursue a career. And then I just have one last video that will show you our students.
Well, hello everybody who's going to be taking a part of the NapaLearns program. My name is Jonas Ohaya, and I'm an 11th grader.
Hello everybody, I am a senior at American Canyon High School and my name is Kyle De Leon.
So my name is Juliana Thomas, and this year I'm a junior in high school.
Hello everybody, my name is Sophia Stanfield and I am from San Lena High School.
My name is Cameron Levy. I'm a recent graduate from San Francisco State University.
My name is Stacy Gutierrez. I have worked for the County of Napa for 20 years now.
Ever since I was young, I've always been interested in computers, and I'm thinking of pursuing a career in computers. I'm not exactly sure what job specifically, but I do know that learning Python could help me in my future career plans.
I love programming. My interest in coding changed to how we can protect what we make.
Well, I've always liked programming. Ever since 7th grade when I joined the robotics club at my school. Since the COVID lockdown started, I really got into like different types of programming.
The reason why I chose this program was because I've always been super interested in being an entrepreneur, but also having a digital aspect to it.
I chose to enroll in NapaLearn's new certification program because I felt it was a really great opportunity to expand myself and to grow in marketing, which is an area that I really wish I could have learned more about in college.
I wanted something to create some kind of business down the road for me so that my husband and I can live out our dream of retiring remotely and possibly working from a beach house.
I'm excited to learn, and joining this program could really affect my future plans, so I'm hoping for a great experience here.
I know that the programming field is very competitive right now, and it definitely will be when I get older. Lastly, I'm really grateful to just meet other programmers that are like around my age, because I know that they definitely have different experiences, and I'm overall just excited to learn from each other.
I am just looking forward to learning a new skill that could potentially turn into something down the road that I could have a business with.
So I hope to get the certification we get at the end, because it would really help me to further understand cybersecurity and become very valuable in college, because I plan on going to a technical college for cybersecurity or somewhere in coding. I'll be able to go into the job market in hot areas like Napa, California, and really succeed.
Would hope to achieve just to be overall well-rounded in this field of work and to know what I'm doing, as well as learn something new and meet new people who are interested in the same thing.
As a filmmaker, it is really important to know how to market your film ideas and also yourself as a filmmaker.
Thank you for selecting me, I guess.
I'm thankful that you guys even looked at my applications. In my area, we don't have a lot of programs like this one that offer online learning and a chance to get certified at the end. It's not a lot of stuff like that around Lithonia, Georgia in my community, so I'm extremely grateful that you guys even looked at my application. So I can already tell it's going to be a great program. So thank you.
I'm thankful for being able to participate in this program because it's something that I want to build my career towards. I want to build it towards digital marketing, and I think this would be a great way to start. Thank you so much.
Being a fresh out of college graduate during a global pandemic has been extremely stressful and disheartening. So I want to thank NapaLearns for this amazing program and for supporting personal growth.
And thanks to Mario Piombo. If anybody knows the Piombo brothers, they do all our video. Mario does, and it's fantastic. So that's the presentation. Do we have any questions?
Well, Peg, thank you for that very interesting presentation. It's an exciting program. We've got quite a few questions. IPP Jill Cadloni.
Hi, Jill.
Hi, Peg. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Miss working with you. I've got two questions for you. So if you have someone that you think might be interested, do they just go to the NapaLearns site and then click on the new certification program to basically get some of the same info that you just now shared with us?
Yeah, it's the NapaLearns Virtual Career Academy. Okay. We are closed right now for applications because the semester has started.
But you said
you can imagine it moves pretty fast. So
didn't you say in spring?
We hope so. Yeah, we hope so. We're knitting the not knitting the parachute, building the plane while we're flying it. So we're getting very close with our board about what we should do because we're going to need funding for this. We're probably going to use this as our certification initiative for the schools. So it's still with our mission. But yeah, I think we're gonna. There's two courses that finish early. And one of them is cybersecurity. So we're going to go on to the next cybersecurity course with those people and maybe do a new one. That'll be in the spring. And then we'll launch fully in the summer because we think summer is a really good time to start this.
Okay. And then how many hours a week is a typical student load?
It can go from 4 hours a week to 10 hours a week, depending on the course.
And you can still.
And it's 3 weeks in. It's the end of our third week. We already have a couple of people lagging behind, but they're begging us to keep them in here. So that's where Michelle Dahlberg is our support. She's our student success coach. If you know her, she was Scientopia. She's calling all the students that are struggling and just seeing what we can do to help them. And the instructors have been super good too. So about 10 hours a week on your own mostly, and then some with the instructor. And all of these are project-based courses, so you have to produce products. And I forgot to mention, if you do the products at the end, projects, you could get college credit. We're pretty much sure we're going to be able to get college credit for all 6 of these courses, which is pretty amazing.
Then lastly, I just thought I'd share with you, my youngest works at Hulu, and she's in human resources, and they have a lot of technology jobs. And she was just telling me last week that they don't want just college graduates. They want people from all walks of life. They need different kinds of critical thinkers. And she's like, what the hell, Mom? You know, but anyway, yeah, times are changing. Great presentation. Thank you.
Thanks.
Anna Gregg.
Hello again, Peg. I used to work with you at NCOE also.
That's right.
Just to clarify, is it limited to people that are in Napa County, or are you accepting people from all over the Bay Area?
Well, it was going to be just high school. Then we had college students asking, so we expanded the age to anything over 13. The platforms we're using require 13 and over. And then it was going to be just Napa residents. And then employers that we sent this to said, we have people who work here that we want to send to us. So now it's live and work in Napa County. And now it's about 10 people snuck in who used to live in Napa County. So we don't know, but we do have that one African-American girl. She's from Lithonia, Georgia. I don't know how she found us, but she had such grit and begged us to, include her. So we did. I just said, don't tell any of your fellow high school students. We can't be supporting Georgia schools right now. But yeah, so for funding purposes, because we depend on local funding donors mostly, we need to try to make the majority of it be Napa County. But who knows? You know somebody in Napa, used to live in Napa.
President-elect Rich Jacobson.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. I didn't catch how long the certification programs typically go on for before they get their certification, like for cybersecurity, for example. How long does that continue for?
Yeah, so the shortest, so it's what it is, these are programs and they're made up of courses. So cybersecurity has 2 courses. The Google one has 5 courses. Each of those are about 5 hours to 10 hours a week. So the cybersecurity is the shortest one, and it's 4 months. So they'll be done by December, but they can't get a certification with that course. So we're going to offer the next level up course. This is all Cisco in January for those students that want to continue, and then they'll get their certifications in April or May.
So about a year.
Yeah, it'll be anywhere from the next course is digital marketing. That's Google, and you can get a certification, a Google certification. Those people can possibly get their certifications by February.
And knowing how much difficulty students are having trying to learn online now with the shelter in place that's going on, how did you crack the code on this? Like, how did you figure out how to keep students on track and actually learning? Because I hear from so many students that some of their courses are just basically wastes of time. They're not learning anything online.
One of the things that was so important to me, so my job at Cisco for 14 years was designing e-learning. I had big teams of people, lots of money, learned a lot and how to do course development. And we wanted to get the absolute best courses we could find. So it didn't depend on a teacher lecturing. A lot of these courses, if you look at them, anybody can go to Coursera and look at some of these courses. They're really interactive in terms of videos and really interesting simulations. And then the instructor's the secret sauce. You have to have someone that you're going to be getting support from. We answer your questions, encourage you along. We think that'll be making a big difference. We'll do a survey midway and then at the end to see what the real secret is. Also, another important thing here, these students want to take these courses. They really want to, and they already knew before they even took them where they might want to study. We had over 250 people go to our information meetings, but these 100 I think are qualified to finish just by their own drive. So that makes a difference too.
Right. Thank you. Great presentation.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Peg today?
By the way, this isn't the right forum, I suppose, but NapaLearns is looking for a treasurer. So Mark, is he gone? Mark Richmond's gone. Oh, there you are. We need to get a new treasurer, and all you need to do is look over our financials. All the accounting is done by a firm. So let me know if you know anybody that is interested in nonprofits and education and like to be on our board. Wouldn't have to go to every meeting.
Well, Peg, thanks again for your presentation today. It was very informative. And I'm going to stop the recording now so you can have it when you'd like it. It's saving to my computer.